Spirit gave this video the title, Why Rest is Not Laziness. Sacred Fatigue plus Divine Alignment. Let's get started. Today's video, we're going to be talking about spiritual warfare. Surrender. Sacred rest, purpose in silence, and rhythm over hustle. The exhaustion that spiritual warfare brings is tiring, to say the least. See, before we can get in the exhaustion of spiritual warfare, let's tap into what spiritual warfare is. Spiritual warfare does not look like what you've been taught. Spiritual warfare does not feel the way you might have thought it felt. And no, spiritual warfare does not just happen in your dream state or in your dreams, or it's not what you think it is. Let me tell you what spiritual warfare could look like, because I'm going through it right now. But I've been going through it my whole life. But now I can put words to what I'm actually seeing through spirit, of course. The spiritual warfare that I'm up against right now is a house that's not a home. Family members that have my same blood, but is no kin to me. See, spiritual warfare is loving people that cannot love you back the way your boundaries need them to. Spiritual warfare is being around people, but you feel their dark spirit. You feel the manipulation, the control, the envy, the jealousy. You feel the deep hidden desire for one family member to another family member. See, what I'm going through right now, Spirit brought me back to the very place that broke me. Sounds harsh, huh? At first I was upset, but I had to get clarity. I had to surrender to Spirit to get a deeper understanding of why. At first I was enraged, right? I spoke with Spirit and I said, why would you bring me back to this God-forsaken place? There was lessons. There was also exposure. Things had to be revealed. My presence was needed here to shift the atmosphere so deep that even spirits know my name. See, spiritual warfare is your very own mother, sister, brother, father. Can be your worst enemy, and you don't even know it. You can be in danger with the same hands that wrap themselves around you and tell you, baby, I love you. Seeing that you want the best for others and seeing the spirits that work in them do not want the best for you. That's spiritual warfare. Seeing that every house has light versus dark, that is spiritual warfare. Seeing that you feel the spirits that walk this very house and stir up confusion. Seeing that you feel the portals that are in people's homes while they sleep and bathe and have no clue. But your spirit feels it. Your spirit senses it. And spirit reveals it. In order for you to defeat spiritual warfare, in order for me to defeat it, I had to surrender to spirit. That's where I draw my strength from. That's where I cry. That's where I ask what to do when the walls feel like they're so tall that they're caving in on me. See, spirit in me. And spirit can use the very enemies that don't like you to help you. Spiritual warfare is walking in the world as light when your whole world is dark. Of course, it's going to be hard for me because I'm light, warring against a world that is dark and asleep. In this home, which is not a home, house. Home is where peace is. In this house, I wore day in and day out. My body and spirit is physically tired, looking for rest. Surrendering to spirit every day, all day, no days off is the only way I am still strong. So, let's speak on the difference between resistance and realignment. Resistance is you fighting your sleep. Let's talk about a child for a second. When a child wants to stay up or wants to play a game or just wants to play, but its body is physically tired, you start to see that child almost fight their sleep. But the child knows that it's tired, right? But you as the parent have to still lay that child down and say, hey, it's time to rest. That's our relationship with spirit. See, we live in a society where we're groomed to hustle, not move in divine flow and rhythm. We're groomed to silence. We're groomed to go, not rest. Spirit wants us to rest. You're going to accomplish everything that you're meant to accomplish. There's not one spirit or human that can stop you. When Spirit poured that into my spirit, I felt peace. Because I knew I no longer had to hustle and trade time for money and money for time and work so hard that I don't even have time to sleep. See, I shifted. I moved from a life from resistance into a life of realignment. I moved from a life of building my business and working 7 days a week to 3 days, some days 2 days a week. But I've accomplished more now than I ever had. That's a life versus resistance and realignment. Realignment is the life I live now, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Resistance is the life I gave up when I surrendered to Spirit. So, let's close with this. Me and Spirit was talking, and we wrote this scroll. And this scroll is called, Even When I Don't Post, I'm Still in My Purpose. For the days when the scrolls stay silent. Written by the rested, the aligned, the still flame, which is me. I didn't post today. And still, I am in my purpose. I didn't show up online, but I showed up for my body. I showed up for my breath. I showed up for my healing. Not every scroll needs to be seen. Some are meant to be felt. Not every day is for expression. Some are for restoration. Some are for surrender. Some are for silence. I am not out of rhythm. I am in retreat. I am not lost. I am just listening. There is no audience that matters more than Spirit. There is no engagement more holy than my own restoration. There is no algorithm more divine than my breath returning to center. Even when I don't post, I am still called. I am still chosen. I am still on assignment. I am still in my purpose. And so it is.